Can you hear me? Our team got the permission to explore the development of Frihamnen from the perspective of public space in the Jubilee Park. I think it's very clear for you that you will have 10,000 people living there and 10,000 people working there, that in the end some kind of park, green space, is a necessary element of the development of Frihamnen. And we had the luck to look really from the perspective of the park to the project. So we know nothing about transport or density. We public space and park oriented. One of our first conclusions and surprises after we finished the international workshop is that when we saw the final drawing, summarizing drawing from the city of Gothenburg, the RiverCity organization, we were surprised by this idea that you were considering a pedestrian bridge next to the opera. And we didn't think of that ourselves at that time. And when we saw it the second time, we said, well, this is an incredibly good idea. Because this brings a very direct connection between the heart of your city and the area of Frihamnen. And it makes you a little bit independent from the complexity of the other bridge. Because the other bridge will take you a long time, and it's a far more complex bridge to realize. So this step was for us a very major improvement of the thinking of the development of Frihamnen. It has a logical position, also from the history, but it also opened up our perspective of two things. We said, well, it's very important that there's not only a connection about, let's say, the south of Gothenburg going to the north, but it will also be how can the north build up a better relationship to the waterfront, to the river itself. So we imagined that this bridge should be connected with a spine to Bakkaplan, and that we should try to connect the Ramberget park as a green quality to the waterfront. And this created more or less this public space. If you do that, you will be able to make a spot very close to the city center that has enormous centrality, so it's very close to the surrounding areas and has a good potential for living and working. What kind of city do we see? You have to apologize for the bad design, but this is, we're working 3 months on this project and we have been able to put our ideas on a map and trying to summarize what we had in mind. What we see is on the west side of the development, a park going from the banana pier, a new landfill and another landfill, connecting to the Ramberget via a bridge over the railway and the highway, and we see, let's say, a connection in the public space towards Bakkaplan. When we look to the existing area, we thought, well, the open space of the water are incredibly huge. They have been designed for big boats, and they had an industrial purpose. We could imagine that if you make a city, that it makes sense to keep the existing quays because they have certain value as industrial elements, but that you consider reducing the scale of the water. So bringing in small islands or new piers or landfills in the basins to give the water much more scale of the city. Here you have an overview of our proposal. On the west side of the development you see the Jubilee Park, which is connected with the pedestrian bridge from the banana pier and then a couple of bridges via a green bridge towards Ramberget. And for your information, we don't see a bridge to the top of Ramberget, we see the place down over the railway, over the highway, there where the mosque is at the moment, and from there on you can start walking up the Ramberget. Our considerations with the scale of the harbor beautiful harbor elements. If you imagine living on this, we consider it quite harsh, and we would like to reduce the scale of the water in some areas. This is a little bit propaganda slide I want to show, but it demonstrates the idea of, let's say, go to a smaller scale of water and creating far more diversity of the water. The big scale of the water and the case can handle enormous diversity in buildings and programs. 2 more minutes to go. Well, the idea of the bridges connecting different parts of the Jubilee Park. An impression of the bridge from the Banana Pier towards the opera. Pedestrian bridge, a part of the Jubilee Park that could be seen as an open air swimming pool with a view to the river, and on the right side you see still the existing shipyard to be productive. Winter times, making the waterfront accessible, so creating constructions to get people to the water and dealing with the height differences, place for manifestations. And a view from Ramberget from north to south. Then the Jubilee Park itself, water-related events, urban culture, and a free space to withdraw from the city. And many bridges that connect to different parts of the park and allow you different views on the water. A zoom on the park. Well, within the urban fabric, we foresee very diverse quality public spaces. Goes a little bit too deep now to explain this all. But what is very important is that we deal with the flood issues by raising the levels and also providing, let's say, a shelter for the wind. For the strong westerly wind, to create a space that is more lush and has a better climate. It's very important that well, during our process we thought, well, we have so many ideas, we see so many things that have to be done. How could the city do this? And if you look to many other cities in the world, London, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, none of these developments are done by a normal organization of the municipality. We always have a project agency that is responsible for the whole development of the society that balances all the interests that need to be and all the decisions that need to be taken. So our advice to the city of Copenhagen is, to the city of Gothenburg, is if you want to develop a Frihamnen, please establish a Frihamnen development company that allows for the development. And you could combine this development with the first step of the Jubilee Park, using the Jubilee Park as a marketing tool for the development of Frihamnen. That's what I would like to do.
Yes, thank you. Perfect. I think everybody now the challenge to deliver the message in 8 minutes. And Team East and Red are now preparing, and you in the audience have a possibility to ask Edsos anything or comment on what he said here, if you have any ideas. What did he say? Where to start? The first thing to do, Edso, is to open up the area.
Yeah, the first thing to do is to build an organization that takes care of the area.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the second?
And the second thing is to start enjoying the area in the Jubilee Park.
Yeah.
For the next step. And if people like it, you will motivate people to build on it. So I think that living and enjoying the area is more important than actually building. So it should start at.
Thank you, Edso. Thank you, West State, and thank you, White. And now the floor is